All right. Happy Tuesday. It is April 2nd for anybody watching the recording. Tonight's topic, talking about crafting your why. And I wanted to go over this topic for two separate reasons. And when I say like your why, I mean, obviously it's, why are you doing this? Why did you sign up as a coach? What's going to, in essence, motivate you? I don't really like that word, motivate. Inspire, I guess that's okay to use, you know, to work through the hard days, or to at least have a vision for yourself that you're going to be here long term. Like, that's my biggest hope for any new coach. You might get started as a new coach and you might not have this big vision that you want to do this full time or make this, incredible income or grow a team, whatever. Like, you just might have needed extra accountability. You wanted to be part of the community of something bigger for yourself, whatever the case may be. Um, so, oh my God, I already lost my train of thought. What I was saying is, regardless of whether you have, just this small why for becoming a coach, or if you have a ginormous why or somewhere in between, number one, you are just as important as anybody else on this team. So I don't want you to think any less of yourself just because maybe you don't have giant goals for yourself right now. So everybody adds value to the team, regardless of your rank, what your vision is, that sort of thing. But overall, I just want your main vision to be that you are going to be here long term. Even if that means for the rest of your life, you are just a quote unquote part-time coach, a hobby coach, like somebody that you share your journey online, you share it consistently, you are super active in a challenge group with your team, whatever the case may be. You might not really have a desire to quit your other job or to pursue this or whatever. But I still want you to know that you matter and that you should be here a year, 3 years, 5 years from now. So that's the first kind of foundation that I just wanted to lay for anybody listening to this. Because I know that when I started as a coach, number one, I didn't even know what the potential of this was. I had no idea. So just kind of lack of awareness on my part, I didn't have this giant vision or goal for myself. But I still showed up consistently, in terms of like sharing on social media. Like, I would post pretty much every day just because I enjoyed that. I liked the idea of running challenge groups, but I wasn't like super gotta hit success club, gotta hit high numbers, gotta hit high recruit. Like, I was just like sharing. If people were liking my posts, I was gonna invite them. If people were asking questions and advice, I was gonna invite them. But I wasn't doing it at the level that I am now. But it's cool to look back and see that I was still passionate about what I was doing. Um, so then, kind of progressing from there, once I saw the potential, when I say potential, I mean income, really. Anybody can have the potential to make this a full-time income for yourself if that's something that you desire. Once I saw that, I still just wasn't convinced, though, that I could do it. It was a limiting belief. And I'm not going to lie, you guys, that is what holds me back more than anything. And I guarantee that's what holds more coaches back than anything, is the belief that they're cut out to do it, that they are worthy of it, that they have what it takes. There's so many different things, so many negative phrases, thoughts, and really affirmations. There can be negative affirmations, right? If you constantly convince yourself that, oh, well, I'm just not cut out to be a top 10 coach. I'm not that outgoing. I'm not that disciplined. I'm not that whatever. Like, that will be your reality. And I want you to recognize that limiting beliefs are human nature. and I will repeat this to myself and hopefully to you guys as much as I can, that any limiting belief, it's a fear, right? And fear, I want this to be ingrained in your brain. Fear stands for false evidence appearing real. Anything that you are afraid of is basically fake news. It's not real. It's crap that you've made up in your head. Well, so-and-so is going to say this about me, or I'm not worthy for this reason. I don't deserve this for whatever. You're making that up. There's some narrative, whether it's something from your childhood, from your coworkers, from the people you surround yourself with, a shitty relationship you were in. I don't know what the case may be, but it's given you this false narrative for yourself that you aren't worth it, that you aren't capable, yada, yada, yada. So number one, personal development is going to help you learn how to combat that, right? But I believe that if you have a strong enough why, and again, this is, really kind of targeted at somebody that's like, I see potential in this business. I'm just not sure that I see it in myself yet, and I need help getting there. Crafting a strong why is what I believe will help you push through those limiting beliefs, the self-doubts, the fears of what other people are saying about you, what people might think about you. Keyword might think about you. You have no idea. So with, you being more aware of that, of knowing and understanding right now that limiting beliefs are normal, that every single, not just coach, every single human, you guys, every entrepreneur, business builder, CEO, teacher, coach, whatever, has limiting beliefs. It is, everybody has it. Like there's nobody that's born without it, right? Except for Jesus. But once you, kind of recognize that it's normal to have those, you can stop beating yourself up for thinking I'm just not cut out for this. I don't have the right personality or the right mentality. No, you can learn that. It can be a learned skill, a learned practice to overcome your limiting beliefs. So working through your personal development for that. But then having some clarity in why you're here. And we're going to kind of go over some things together here in a second, talking about crafting a vision for yourself so that you can develop that into your why. They're really kind of the same thing, in my opinion. But just having that clarity, I think would really help push a lot more of us as individuals on this team, push us forward to do hard shit, basically, because I hear it all the time, and it's so true. This business is so simple. You post on social media. Well, first of all, you have your own journey that you're committed to. You share it with people, and we basically mean on social media, and you talk to other people about it. That's simple, right? But that's not the same thing as being easy, because again, we face fear of rejection, of criticism, of, all those things that we all know hold us back from sending the invites, from posting the vulnerable post. So it's simple tasks, but it's not easy work because of the shit that we come up with in our head. All right. So kind of tied with that, I just heard this in, I'm trying to think of I have no idea what podcast I was listening to, but he said, a lot of people think that once you're successful, things get easier. So it might be easy for one of us to sit here and think like, okay, well, when I'm a top coach, or when I'm an elite coach, or when I hit diamond, things will be easier. No, they won't. Like when you don't, like, success is not a destination. Number one, you set your own standards for success. So right now you can decide that you are successful in whatever you have set out to do thus far. Whether that's be consistent in your own journey, run your first challenge group, hit Emerald, blah, 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 Success Club. Like, you can decide that you are successful right now and celebrate the fuck out of that and use that as momentum to move forward, right? So recognize that you set your standards for success. But success is not a destination. You have to be mindful of all the little things along the way that you can celebrate to keep that success constant. Not to say that you're not gonna, make mistakes and you're gonna have bad days and off days and you're gonna, I don't want to use the word failure, you don't fail at anything necessarily unless you fully quit, right? But you have lessons that you're like, okay, this didn't work. Now I know I can move forward. So you are going to have things that don't always work out the way that you had hoped, the way that you had planned. But if you can focus on those small successes along the way, you will constantly have success. And so get out of the mind space that once I get here, once I hit this rank, things will be easier. No, they won't, because again, I pray that it will be your vision to continue to build on that. And I don't want to like push a vision or push a goal at any of you by any means. But just know that success is not a final endpoint. And, even if you do have a specific goal in mind, like for me right now, 5-star by the end of 2019, I want to vomit every time I say that out loud. But like once I hit 5-star, it's not like all of a sudden this like massive weight is going to be lifted off my shoulders and I don't have to work another day in my life, blah, blah, blah. No, like I'm still going to have to bust my ass and get outside my comfort zone and do stuff that scares me, that I'm unsure about, that, is going to make me do things I never thought I could do before. Because again, it's not a final destination. So just knowing that success is not easy. That's why not a lot of people go for above average lives. They continue to sit and complain about their relationship, their job, their house, the blah, blah, blah. Like, I'm not going to throw a bunch of negative crap at you guys right now, but you know what I'm saying. People settle for an average or even below average life because that is normal. Because that is what society has ingrained in us to say, well, this is normal, so you're fine. Like, oh, you're struggling for money, so is everybody else. That's normal. You shouldn't pursue anything else. You're fine. Be happy with what you have. You don't have to do that. And I think if we could like preach this, what I'm about to share with you guys in terms of crafting a why and crafting a vision, if we could preach that to everybody, we would have so many more people living less shitty lives, basically. But not a lot of people will take the time, to sit and to be real with themselves about where they are and what they actually want out of life, because society tells them that they shouldn't have bigger dreams and they shouldn't have bigger goals. And I know that that's something that I've struggled with personally too. Like, growing up, my parents were incredible. They provided everything that my sister and I could have ever needed. Anything that, we wanted that wasn't a necessity, they would do anything and everything in their power to get that for us. But I know that there were times where, you'd get stuff sent home from school and be like, hey, you need to pay for this. And I remember at a young age, like being scared to ask my parents for that, because I know that we didn't necessarily have like a surplus of money, and so that is something that's been kind of ingrained in my brain that like, oh, I need to be happy with what I have right now. I shouldn't pursue more money. I shouldn't pursue being rich. I shouldn't pursue a 6-figure business, because I should be thankful for what I have now. And hell yes, I should. I am thankful for what I have now, but I shouldn't be ashamed of having a bigger dream. And so I hope that's the biggest thing that you take away from this, is that you should never be ashamed for having a bigger dream vision for yourself, regardless of what your past has been like, regardless of what your current life is like, depending on who you surround yourself with on a daily basis. So kind of segueing into, okay, I get all that, Lauren, or I'm going to work on all that, but how can I find more clarity in crafting my why so that, number one, I can keep myself focused on this journey and staying in this coaching community and in this business. But number two, I can have that clarity to share that more openly on social media. I think there's something really powerful about sharing just your vision for this business on social media, because, you know, when other people see you dreaming bigger, even if they don't end up like signing to become a coach or whatever, just getting somebody else to stop settling and go do something more for themselves is pretty friggin' empowering. So, you know, if you're sitting there thinking, or you've ever struggled with the idea of like, okay, Lauren, I don't know how to sign coaches because like I don't even really know what I'm doing. I don't have a team. I don't have a good income. Number one, you just need to share all the little tiny things that is changing your life, whether it's on a, you know, a tiny basis or a significant basis. Sharing those things, but not being afraid to share what your vision is for this, and getting people to fall in love with the idea of where you want to go so that they can be, you know, part of that as you pursue that. So if you have pen and paper right now, I would love for you to kind of do this along with me. If you don't, you know, obviously there's a recording, but just some things to some topics. And I'm actually taking this out of, I'll share this with you. Sam got this journal too, so I know she'll have it. I guess it's a journal. Yes. It's called Rise Up, Dream, Plan, Hustle, Win by, I can never say her name right, Myra Kuchaba. She's actually a Beachbody coach, and she created this like huge journal thingy. It's off Amazon, by the way. Like I said, it's called Rise Up. Just look up Rise Up journal or something like that. And it literally, like I said, she's a Beachbody coach, so she put everything in there that a Beachbody coach would want to track, which is super cool. But the very beginning part walks you through crafting your vision. So I'm kind of using the terms vision and why interchangeably here at this point. But she talks about all the different things that you should sit down and, you know, I'm not going to like have you say it out loud right now or ever. You don't have to ever. This is for yourself. This is for you. But if somebody started off right off the bat and was like, what does your dream house look like? Number one, you're probably going to think of some things and then be like, oh, wait, I'm not good enough for that. I don't have enough money for that. Blah, blah. Like you're gonna shrink yourself down. No more of that, or at least not right now. The first thing that pops into your head is what you really want. There's nothing to be ashamed of, all right? So the topics, things to kind of envision for yourself. The first one is, what does your job, what does your career look like? And for me, mine was solely Beachbody coaching, like full time. Again, maybe you're someone that's like, I'm a nurse and I love my job and I'm just doing coaching on the side. Like, that's fine. But as soon as I sat here and said, what is your dream job? If full-time coaching popped into your head, you write that shit down right now. Okay? Get specific. Like for me, how many hours a week am I working as a coach? What type of coach am I? Like, I like to mentor my team a lot and do like one-on-one calls like this. What does a regular day look like for you? And, you know, in our coaching world, getting a little bit more specific, like what are your recruiting numbers like, your Success Club numbers, that type of thing. And just to give you guys some examples of what I put down, you know, I even put like that all of my coaches or a lot of my coaches are going on the Success Club trips with me, and we're having retreats and stuff like that. And this is shit that I've never had happen before, you guys, but I'm writing it down because I see other coaches having it and I want it, you know? The next thing, what would a quote unquote perfect financial life look like for you? And like trying to be a little bit more specific with this vision currently, just trying to think about the next like 2 to 5 years. You know, it's kind of vague, I know. But money, like how much money are you making? Do you have money in savings? Are you debt free? Are you, you know, paying off certain debts with this money? What kind of lifestyle do you live? Like things for me, you know, I can go get manicures whenever I want without having to think twice about, should I really spend the money on this? Same thing with concert tickets. Like if I see a concert, I can just buy tickets without having to check my bank account and see if I can handle it this month. Those are the things, I mean, they're small things in essence, but those are the things that make me fucking happy. And like, I deserve to live a life where I can do those things that make me happy, because when I am happy, I'm a better friend, teammate, coach, leader, etc. So I deserve it, and the other people around me deserve it because they deserve the best version of me. And maybe something like getting fake nails all the time sounds silly in the grand scheme of things, but who doesn't like a manicure, right? No, but really, those are just the things that like can put stress on me right now, and I don't want to live a life stressing about small details like that. The next thing, I kind of already said this, but like, what does your dream home look like? You know, do you live with somebody? Do you have a vision of what the house looks like? I mean, don't lie. Do you have a Pinterest board of what your dream home looks like? Maybe you have that, but if that's something that you can look at every single day and be like, oh my God, I want that house in the mountains with the porch, and it would be perfect. That would make me so happy. Make that part of your vision, and you're either writing this down right now or you'll do it later. And I even got a specific to talk about, you know, what my coaching office looks like, and I have my own workout space. The next part of your vision is, what, if you are in one or you envision one for yourself, you know, what is an ideal relationship like for you? What type of girlfriend or wife are you? What type of things do you do with your significant other? Next, what is your dream health or body look and feel like to you? Do you have an ideal weight? Do you have an ideal body shape? Do you have just an ideal being consistent with your workouts and no longer being a binge eater, an emotional eater, things like that? Like, get as specific as possible. Like for me, I use the containers and they work for me. Next topic, a vision for what do you do with your free time, and kind of also including this with like, is there anything you do within your community? You know, do you just have any hobbies like learning to play guitar or painting or reading, teaching yoga in the park? I don't know, I'm just making shit up. And then really this is kind of tied to the first one, talking about your dream job. But if your dream job wasn't coaching, you could do this as a separate one. What does your coaching life look like? And I still did this as a separate one for myself, but I was like, I work out on stage with the super trainers. I speak on stage at Summit. I've spoke on a national wake up call before. I have strong relationships with a lot of other top leaders in the business. And again, like, a limiting belief can make me sit there and think, who the hell am I to think that I deserve to be on a stage to work out with Siggy? And who the hell am I to think that any other leaders in this network would want to be friends with me? But who the hell am I to talk myself down like that? Like, would I ever come to any of you guys and be like, who are you? Why are you posting on Instagram? Stop. Or would you ever come to me and say, Lauren, you're full of yourself. Can you stop talking like you know what you're doing? Like, I hope to God you wouldn't do that to me. If you do, well, we might have problems. But no, like, I have this vision because I see other people doing it. And if they are capable, so am I. And they are some of the best people in this world that I know. And so it's like, you know, we can get these shitty, you know, connotations of money is bad and power is bad. Not to say that like anything like this is really associated with power, but you get what I'm saying. Like, being well known, like, oh, that means you're full of yourself. No, it doesn't. Just because somebody else has ingrained that in you, or you've seen somebody else act that way, doesn't mean that that has to be the case for you, or that it will be the case for you. Like, I know that you guys are genuine and you know who you are. And even if you don't, you're figuring that out. But know your worth, you guys, and 10 times that. Like, stop talking yourself down. We talk about this, you know, with health and fitness all the time, but, you know, if you wouldn't look in the mirror and call your best friend, girl, you're fat, you need to work on those thighs. You wouldn't do that, right? You got to look at your business and the why for why you're here in the exact same way. Don't be afraid to dream big. Don't be afraid to set goals that you don't even really know how to reach yet. That's just going to push you to level up and to do more than you would have done in the first place if you hadn't set that big, scary goal. And just know that you're here for a reason. You didn't sign up to be a coach just because. You don't get on these team calls just because. You aren't posting on social media. You aren't listening to trainings and podcasts and sending invites just because. There is some deeper lying reason as to why you're here and why, you hold yourself to a higher standard to do this, to take care of yourself, to better yourself, and to lead by example for other people. Because that's what this is all about. And this was kind of, I'm going to end on a note here that this was something that I kind of, I don't want to say realized today, just kind of like popped into my head today. I was listening to, I had the audiobook of You Are a Badass at Making Money. So obviously she's talking a lot about money. She said, a lot of times we can fear being rich, because we think it's going to make us a bad person or people are going to look at us and think we're a bad person. But she's like, think about all the good you can do with money. Like, number one, I don't know why we're so friggin' scared and awkward to talk about money. Like, if I go work at the bank, I get a paycheck there, right? And I don't feel gross collecting a paycheck at the bank, or waitressing. I don't feel gross collecting money there. Coaching is no different. Just money in general should be no different. It makes the world go around, whether you want to believe it or not. If you don't have money, you're living out in the ditch. I'm sorry. We all need it. So not only do you need that, but think about what you could do with more money. Could you put your future kids into a better school? Could you take your parents on a vacation? Could you donate more money to your favorite charity, or, have more time freedom to donate your time to volunteer for a charity? Like, money can do really good things. And having that positive influence, having the genuineness and everything that I know that you guys have would lead you in the right direction to do the right things with that. I hope you guys know that. I hope you recognize that in yourself. But the biggest thing that kind of popped into my head today when she was saying that on the audiobook was, if I have more money, if I'm earning a 6-figure income with Beachbody, like I envision myself doing, I can spend a lot more time mentoring like this. And that is what fuels me. Because I've seen, the outcome. Whether it's other girls starting to earn just a little bit of income and get super friggin' excited about that. Or it's a girl that reaches out to me and says, thank you for sharing this. I needed to hear that. Like, that's what more money would mean to me. So maybe you don't exactly know what more money would mean to you right now. I know that we kind of went from having a why to not being afraid of money. I think it all ties together, right? So I hope that you'll take the time, if you can kind of do it right now. I know I went through it really fast, but to sit down and write out your vision. And I mean, it's literally just like bullet checkpoints for me. It's nothing fancy. It's all on just one sheet of paper that is in this journal. But if you just got notebook paper, do that and read it every day, you guys. Every single day. All right? If you don't feel some sense of inspiration, emotion, empowerment, whatever, when you're reading it, maybe that just means you need to take a little bit more time to figure out who you are, where you're at, what you're doing. And don't try and force that, It's going to take some time. It's going to change as you go through life. You're going to go through different seasons. You're going to have different visions, different priorities, different values. So don't be afraid, to redo this vision every couple of months, every 3 to 6 months. But read it every single day. especially if you have any vision of growth for yourself in this business, whether it's to hit diamond or 15-star diamond. Read your vision every single day. That is what will, remind you of why you started, why you're here, why you're going to continue to show up, and why you're going to be here not just a year from now, but 5 years from now. So I'm going to end it on that note. Does anybody have any questions, comments, things they want to add to that? No? See you guys ferociously taking notes. I like that. I will just end on the note here, just a couple kind of reminders, refreshers, things to know. Super Saturday is not this Saturday, but the next. I don't even know the date off the top of my head. Let's look. The 13th. That's 11 days away. Us local girls are going to St. Louis. If you can make the trip, that would be incredible. You do need to buy a ticket online. If you need help finding that, please ask. Live events will change your life. I'm not kidding. Get to one. And then Summit, which should really be your biggest priority. Like, I know that a lot of times you're going to have to sacrifice work. It can be a big financial obligation. I get that. Last Summit, you guys, I had to get my first credit card because I couldn't afford it. Put it on a credit card. Went for it. That is in July. We have an Airbnb booked. I'm not going to lie, it's like almost full, but we can get friggin' air mattresses. We'll figure something out if we have to. That's pretty much it. Yeah, if you're going to Summit, if you hit Success Club 10 this month and next month, you earn an invite to a Success Club tailgate party. That sounds like fun. I don't know about y'all. In case that stuff excites you. So that is all I have for now. It is April 2nd, you guys. It is the start of a new month. As of yesterday, we are all at Success Club 0. Everybody in the network is at Success Club 0. You are just as capable as anybody else that's hitting Success Club 40, 50, 60. You just have to decide that you want it, decide that you are capable of it, and decide to take action. If you've hit Success Club in the past, I want you to take whatever your record number was, say a Success Club 10, and double it and make it happen. All right? So have that mindset. Use your daily tracker. That's the secret to doing this, is have a daily tracker, sending out your invites, growing your network, posting, being product with the product, right? So I'm just gonna take a picture. Sorry guys, I'm like tired. I need to go to bed. But I appreciate you getting on. So we're gonna take a pic real quick. So smile pretty. 1, 2, 3. All right. I will tag y'all on Instagram. I'll post the recording in the team page. Have a good night, you guys. Bye.